not everybody can have their parents present at every race, but ours are very supportive and they can do everything for us.
I think we're really lucky that they're there for us, and all the cheering they gave us, it was really amazing.
It means everything, especially to have our #1 supporters with us and to see us accomplish these amazing goals and have these amazing experiences and share them as a family to continue the legacy of cycling in our family. It means the world.
Oh, the marbles. Welcome inside Algoma Central Arena at Canada Games Park in Thorold, Ontario. I'm Matt Bonomi for this gold medal game of U17 men's box lacrosse. It's Ontario and it's British Columbia, just a $1.30 away from ball drop here at Canada Games Park. These two teams familiar with each other, played in the round robin as part of that Pool A. So one game between the two, Ontario coming out with an 8-3 victory over British Columbia. Ontario featured 8 different goal scorers in that game, with Marcus Medill making 26 saves on 29 shots. On the British Columbia side of things, Nolan Ross 2 goals. Jordan Reed had the single, as it was Angus Snow in net, stopping 37 of 45 shots. So these two teams will meet again for gold medal. It's medal day here, of course, at the Niagara 2022 Canada Summer Games. We just finished our bronze medal game earlier today that saw Alberta beat Quebec 7-2. Other games around the pads today, we had the 7th and 8th place game at 10 a.m., which saw Manitoba beat Saskatchewan 9-4. And we have a final from the 1 p.m. start for 5th and 6th place. It's Nova Scotia and New Brunswick. Nova Scotia winning 10-2. But right now, it's Ontario, and it's BC. Team Ontario filing out onto the floor here, as we will wait for British Columbia. Officials in this game, Simon D'Souza, Ryan White, and Mac Abbott. We're going to take a short break. We will have the anthem and lineups coming your way in just a moment. Stick around. It's gold medal action. Back inside Algoma Central Arena at Canada Games Park. It's gold medal action between British Columbia and Ontario. I'm Matt Bonomi. Thanks for joining us. Team BC wearing blue, Team Ontario wearing red. For Team Ontario, Ben McIsaac, Reese DeCiccio, Lowen Martin, Hayden Hiltz, Thomas Bagnall, and Ethan Robertson in between the pipes. For Team BC in blue, it's Levi Tui, Cole Canet, Dylan Eilert, Josh Mills, JJ Milne, and Angus Snow in net. McIsaac and Mills will battle on the draw, and it's won by Ontario. Packed house here at Algoma Central Arena. The biggest crowd we've seen since last week's finals, which also featured BC and Ontario in the women's draw, with Ontario coming away with a victory. So the red and white trying to sweep the lacrosse medals here, as in gold here at the Niagara 2022 games. And that shot, the first save of the game there, into the pads of Angus Snow, who's been ever so impressive for Team BC throughout the tournament. Back the other way, Chalmers. Losing control of it there was McDonald. He fights, and comes away with it. McDonald wearing 5 for British Columbia. That's Hines McDonald wearing 88 at the top of the point. So there's McDonald and Hines McDonald as BC get hit with the shot clock violation, as they will just dump it back down into the Ontario end. Lubinecki into the corner. It's Kenny Porter. Up top, Owen Orpana, the assistant captain for Team Ontario. Up top to Lubinecki. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Things getting loud in here. Lubinecki 5 seconds. He's idling out by the perimeter, and that ball is scooped up there by Snow. Masnick back the other way for BC. Series of red shirts coming off the bench on the change as blue shirts follow in behind. Bellotti over to Masnick. And Bellotti able to corral the bouncing ball into the corner. That's Hines McDonald. Thought about firing, and he does. Right into the stick between the legs of Ethan Robertson for Team Ontario. McIsaac trying to work his way inside. Up top to Ty Gesso. Gesso on a beautiful behind the back pass, and it ends up coming out in front to Lowen Martin, and we're going to have a cross-checking penalty here as the crowd reacted accordingly there, as did the officials. So the high checkup on Lowen Martin gives Team Ontario their first power play of the game. Heading to the box for British Columbia, Levi Tui. So as mentioned, 1985, the last time men's box lacrosse was in the Canada Summer Games. This year, it's back in 2022. It was BC and Ontario in 85, with BC pulling away in gold. Of course, that was in St. John, New Brunswick. And on the women's side of things, it was the first time ever this year that women's lacrosse was included in the Canada Summer Games. So history being made all around. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Gesso fires from distance, and Tyler Gesso gets the game's first goal. Team Ontario striking first on the power play. Gesso lost control of the ball there, and he had to beat the shot clock. There were about 3 seconds left on it, and he fires low, and it squeaks right by Angus Snow to give Ontario the first score of the game. That replay brought to you by FYI Doctors. So Gesso's 4th goal of the tournament. He leads Ontario in assists with 9. So Ontario 1 for 1 on the power play to start. Back to even strength now. McDonald into the corner. That ball's up top in the stick of Mills. Mills shot. And now it looked like BC fans were reacting as if they got a goal there, but instead it whizzes by, and The second chance from Chalmers there into the stick of Ethan Robertson. So the ball back in the stick of Jesso, the goal scorer. Bagnall into the corner. It's Hayden Hiltz trying to work Reed. Jordan Reed backs him out. Ball on the other side of the floor into the captain's stick, Keller. Back over to Jesso, where he scored that first goal. Almost the identical spot on the floor. 1 second on the shot clock. And no luck this time around for Ontario. Good possession there on defense for British Columbia. So a high-intensity game to start. Just 5 minutes in, Ontario 1, BC none. That's Masnik. He dishes off and it makes its way back up to the captain, Pavetta. Over into the corner, Hines McDonald. He'll rally around, 10 seconds on the shot clock. That shot from distance and we are tied at 1. Jared Masnik with a laser from 15 feet out. Give British Columbia their first goal. Masnik was looking there and he had the lane there as Team Ontario, number 3, Tristan Caldwell, backed out of the way, and it gave a wide open lane there for Masnik to tie things up. That replay brought to you by FYI Doctors. So just like that, it's a brand new ball game. Lowen Martin. And we're going to have a penalty here. As heading to the box will be Josh Mills for British Columbia. And we'll see what the call was. Didn't quite catch it the first time. So it'll be a holding penalty. So just like that, Team Ontario. Now it looked like Mills was heading to the box, but Mills pops out of the box, and instead on the Ontario side, it's Owen Orpana who ends up in the box. So the holding call actually against Ontario. So a little confusion there. Even BC thought they were going to be playing down a man, but instead it's BC with the power play. McDonald quarterbacking at the top, and that shot goes off the post from Masnik, looking for his second of the game. Down low, filing out, and the low shot there from Masnik's no good. Chalmers giving the business in front of the Ontario net. Kublinkus back the other way. He dishes off to DeCiccio, and he's stopped on the doorstep. A good offensive chance there for Ontario, playing down a man. Pavetta. 5 shots for each team, 1 goal for each, so carbon copy. McDonald up top. Mills and McDonald back and forth. McDonald fires off the post, and that was a loud ring as it beat Ethan Robertson, but not quite the iron. Less than a minute to go in the power play. McDonald had to go back down the floor. Hidden ball trick. Masnik and McDonald, but it ends up in the stick of Masnik, and that shot fired by Mills. Stopped by Robertson. Chalmers there on the rebound. A fresh 30 for BC. Chalmers getting hit hard there. It's a joint effort between Porter and Bagnall. Ball back up top. 20 seconds on the shot clock. 30 left in the power play. Cross crease pass, and Robertson there to stop not 1 but 2 shots. Chalmers able to scoop up the ball. Chalmers with an angle to the net, and that soars just high of the crossbar. Mills looking to clean up the garbage, and he does. Josh Mills scoops up the ball, beating Robertson as BC take a 2-1 lead. Now, careless giveaway in the defensive end for Team Ontario as Chalmers rings the initial shot off the backboard, and it's big number 34, Josh Mills, going 5-hole on Ethan Robertson. That replay brought to you by FYI Doctors. So Ontario strike first, courtesy of Ty Jesso on the power play. BC responding with a quick one out of the stick of Jared Masnick, and then on the power play, Josh Mills give them the 2-1 lead. So if this first 10 minutes is any indication as to how the next 2.5 periods will go, you better stick around as we look to crown our champion. Mills, that one fires wide of the left post. And DeCiccio hits Masnick pretty hard there, and a chance back the other way. McIsaac, he's denied. So up to that point, there were 5 straight shots for British Columbia. Pavetta goes behind the net, off the boards. Up top, that shot from Masnick right into the chest of Robertson comes loose in front of the net. Keller battling, and it's McDonald. 5 on 5 there, 5 blue on 5 red. But it's 5 red that comes away with it, and Keller, Rowan Martin, avoids the stick check there from Mills. And Lubinecki's shots kicked wide by Snow. BC back the other way, it's Murray. He's met by Ty Jesso. Elects to pull back over to Pavetta, who shuffle passes over to Bellotti. 15 seconds on the shot clock, under 10 minutes to go in the first period. Hines McDonald in the corner. Bellotti sets the pick. Instead, he elects to pass up top to Pavetta, and the return pass is loose. Hines McDonald scoops it up and puts a shot on net with only 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Back the other way, come Ontario in transition. And the shot fired out of the stick of Kyler Francis, who's been a lethal goal scorer here for Ontario. He's got 7 goals in the tournament. That is 13 in red. Belair, 5 seconds on the shot clock. He spins, shoots, and fires just high. And the rebound there. Bagnall forcing Eilert back in and out of the crease, so Ontario will keep the ball at that end of the floor. So a crease violation gives Ontario another fresh 30 seconds. Belair looking for cutters on the opposite side of the floor. Jesso trying to take the pick from Belair. 10 seconds on the shot clock, fired from the top of the point by Frattaroli. That goes up into the netting, so again, another fresh 30 for Ontario. Jesso trying to work the captain, that is Pavetta, and the roll was there perfectly on the pick, and Belair hit the deck, unable to hold. Belair and JJ Milne caught up. So BC out of all that, take possession. Levi Tui dumps off and heads to the bench. It's Mills. Inside, and Chalmers and the stick check. Back the other way. Lowen Martin trying to go left-right to deke out the defender. Chalmers, who had his back to the ball, trying to hustle back on defense. Everything reset here for this British Columbia defense as they settle in. DeCiccio fires from distance, and the ball is loose. And diving back to make the save was Angus Snow. Reese DeCiccio almost had the tying goal there, but Snow got a paw on it. Bellotti back behind the net, and instead we'll circle it all the way back up to the middle of the floor. That's Chalmers. Hines McDonald takes the pick, tried to hit the rolling Bellotti, but the pass was too much. 5 seconds on the shot clock. And that shot on target. So Team Ontario pick up possession. Caldwell. It's Kyler Francis. He has the corner, and he's hooked from behind, and it's probably about as an obvious call as you can get. And the officials are all over it. So that brings us to our first media timeout of the game with 6 minutes and 2 seconds to go in the first period of play. I wanted to talk about number 20 in Ontario, Kenny Porter, who read the athlete's oath at the opening ceremonies for the games. not too long ago, if you can remember all the way back at the beginning of the games, the Kenny Porters from Six Nations. He is one of 38 Indigenous athletes at the games between both men and women. And Kenny Porter talked about how the game of lacrosse changes his life. He says, well, it's called the medicine game. You use wooden sticks to play. It's designed to make you feel better. And he said that whenever he's on the field or the floor, he feels like all of his problems are gone. He's enjoying himself and he's having fun. And he feels a lot of pressure being the only member from Six Nations on this Team Ontario squad. But he's certainly doing a good job of living up to that pressure. So just one of the many interesting storylines here at the Niagara 2022 Canada Summer Games. Thanks for joining us once again. Gold medal action between British Columbia and Ontario. Let's go Team O chants from the Ontario side of things. So the stand's active for both sides now. Alberta making lots of noise here. Excuse me, BC making lots of noise here. That shot out of the stick of Julien Belair was saved. So the penalty to Levi Tui. Give Ontario a chance on offense, and there's a chance on offense for BC. Trying to sneak one by was Masnik, who's already got one of the goals in this game. So 1 minute and 20 seconds left in the power play. Team Ontario set up. It's Tyler Jesso captaining up top. He's got the lone goal for Ontario. He goes behind the back to Lubinecki. 5 seconds on the shot clock. BC with good defense, and instead it's Tyler Jesso bouncing one in from the top of the point. Tyler Jesso was looking inside, but instead he's at the top of the point. A long bounce shot here. Perfectly placed off the turf, beating Angus Snow. That replay brought to you by FYI Doctors. And we're knotted back up 2-2. Tyler Jesso's second goal of the game. Once again, that carbon copy. 2 goals BC, 14 shots. 2 goals Ontario, 14 shots as well. Bagnall back the other way, looking for more. Ontario in transition. Back to McIsaac, he fires. And Snow able to deflect it wide. So it's Jesso from Lubinecki. The second power play goal for Tyler Jesso of this game. DeCiccio goes into the corner. Up top, it's McIsaac. McIsaac trying to beat his man. McIsaac with a chance, and he just whistles it wide of the right post. Lowen Martin and DeCiccio for Team Ontario trying to scoop it over Mills. McIsaac, and a beautiful save by Snow. Angus Snow's just showing off now. Fresh 30 for Ontario. Lowen Martin. Up top, it's Hayden Hiltz. Over to McIsaac. McIsaac working Milne, and McIsaac over the bar, but that was in the crease, so the officials will indicate that it's BC ball. Boy, this BC crowd is a heck of a lot of fun to watch. They've got signs, they've got noisemakers, they've got bells, and Ontario's got a chance. As Bagnall's denied by Snow. Kublinkas in the corner there, and it's Bellotti that comes away with it. He spins away, able to break free. The other way come the blue shirts. It's Masnik. Fakes the shot and goes low, and reading that one perfectly was Ethan Robertson, and it looks like we're gonna have another penalty here. It's gonna be Kyler Francis for Team Ontario heading to the box. So Team BC back to the power play. McDonald. the BC chant. So the roughing penalty to Francis gives BC a chance. Team Ontario will take over. Tristan Caldwell up to Julian Belair. Belair drops back as he's checked by Mills. Gesso takes over. Belair in the corner. The cross floor pass intended for Hamill ends up popping back to this side of the floor. Ball is loose. BC fighting for it. It's Hamill for Ontario against Tui. And the officials will call for a reset. So BC back the other way. A minute to play in the first period, knotted at 2s. McDonald and Mills talking strategy with their back to the Ontario net. Quickly spin around. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. BC trying to play a little trickery there, and Pavetta kept the ball and hit Masnick in front of the cage. But the shot was not on net, so we'll have a shot clock violation. 40 seconds back the other way. Hiltz in transition. Hiltz dishes off. DeCiccio. Hiltz was wide open in front of the net, and DeCiccio tried to lace the pass through 3 BC defenders. So the shot clock is off. 20 seconds remaining in the first period. 10 seconds left in that power play to Kyler Francis. BC will have one more go here. Pavetta. Back to even strength for the last 10 seconds, and Mills pots his second of the game. At the end of the first period, BC 3, Ontario 2, courtesy of this replay you see right here. As things just get back to even strength, Ontario unable to send that 5th player out. And it's Josh Mills making no mistake on the far side for his second goal of the game. 16 shots for British Columbia, 3 goals. 16 shots for Ontario, 2 goals. We got a heck of a ball game here at the end of the first period. We'll be back with second period action in just a moment.
When the unexpected happens, who can you call to guide you from crisis to calm? The trusted experts at Service Master Restore are ready when you need us. We'll be there for you every step of the way. Service Master Restore. We restore your home and your peace of mind.
Proudly Canadian and family owned, at Ice River Green Bottle Co., our bottles are made from 100% recycled material, diverting millions of pounds of plastic from landfill every year. Because when you're bottling the world's most precious resource, you've got to be green.
Hybrid work is here. It's there. It's everywhere. But for someone to be able to work from here, there has to be someone here, making sure everything is safe, secure, consistent. So log in from here or here, assured that someone is here, ready to fix anything, anytime, anywhere, even here. That's because nobody, and I mean nobody, makes hybrid work work better. Cisco, the bridge to possible.
At Tech, we are driven to do better, empowered to see possibility, and inspired to be part of something bigger. Because what we do isn't just about providing resources responsibly. It's about building a better world and creating the kind of future the next generation deserves. A future that can support growing communities here and around the globe, where the right choices are the only choices, and people see endless possibilities. Because we believe in better mining to make a better world. And together, at Tech, we're making better possible.
Switching to CAA auto and home insurance is easy. And it could also save you money. But don't just take our word for it. Join the growing list of Niagara residents who've made the switch to CAA insurance and are so happy they did. Click or call to get your no-obligation quote in minutes. Make the switch to CAA auto and home insurance today.
At Hauser's Pharmacy, you'll never wait too long for a prescription, and we'll guide you through your health issues, no matter how complicated they may be. We also offer free same-day delivery. Hauser's Pharmacy and Home Healthcare, an official partner of the Niagara 2022 Canada Summer Games.
What if I'm not ready?
What if I don't have all the answers?
What if I just keep going?
What if it doesn't go as expected?
What if this setback helps me see the bigger picture?
What if I realize how far I've come?
What if I remember I'm doing the best I can with what I've got?
Today?
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 Today.
I'm ready for what if.
Get ready for what if. Meridian, where banking feels good.
Back inside Algoma Central Arena at Canada Games Park. It was an entertaining first period in the gold medal game. I'm Matt Bonomi. Thanks for joining us. BC 3, Ontario 2. A pair of goals for Team Ontario, courtesy of Tyler Gesso, and BC. Also matching that energy was Josh Mills, 2 goals of his own, and Jared Masnick with a single. Shots even 16-16 for both teams. We are back underway here. Hayden Hiltz trying to get Ontario evened up, but that shot just wide. Crowd continuing to file in here. Now both ends of the arena have a lot of bystanders along the glass. Always cool to see. This is, of course, one of the last events here at these games. Volleyball was going on just behind us moments ago. And men's lacrosse going all the way to the finish. So as expected, a lot of bodies in Algoma Central Arena as that shot rifles high off the shoulder of Angus Snow. Francis takes the pick from Orpana. And in front, the quick stick attempt there from Belair, and Belair grabs his own rebound and knocks it up at 3. Belair able to corral his own rebound on the first miss. Snow making the initial save. But he ends up scooping up that loose ball and catching Snow. Nothing he could do about it there as he was sprawling to make the first save. That replay brought to you by FYI Doctors. So Julian Belair grabs his 16th point and team leading of the games on that goal. And Bagnall back the other way, wasting no time. Thomas Bagnall gives Ontario the lead. So 2 goals in less than a minute for Team Ontario right off the draw. Thomas Bagnall able to scoop that ball up, chased from behind by Canet, but he beats Snow low before Canet had a chance, and Team Ontario out to a 4-3 lead now, just 2 minutes into the second period. They're back at it again here. It's Reese DeCiccio. So a good job there on the draw by Ontario of grabbing possession. Team Ontario crowd coming to life now. We'll see if BC can respond. Belair tried to go down low, and it's Hamill again, and Hamill! 3 goals for Ontario in less than 3 minutes. Boy, I don't know what Team Ontario head coach John Rosa said, but it's pumping up his team now. Matt Hamill in front of the cage, able to scoop the loose ball. Gets Eilert on the fake, and he also beats Snow. 3 goals on 6 shots to start the period for Ontario. As we will have a goaltending change. Snow, who stopped 17 of 22 shots, heads to the bench now as it'll be Arjun Gill heading into the net for BC. So 3 goals from Ontario, followed by a goalie change for Team BC. So for now, Snow's afternoon is done. Crowd getting really loud. Ball's loose again in that BC defensive end. A scrum behind the net, and it's picked up by Canet, and he loses control. It's McIsaac that grabs it. Lowen Martin goes down low. Back over to McIsaac. Ontario will make a change. Red jerseys filing out of the bench. Blue jerseys waiting for them as the attack comes. Gesso. Orpana thought about it. Instead, he cycles out to Gesso. Gesso trying to get the corner, goes low to Hamill. He's unable to gain control there as it's battled for in the corner. That was Dorian Connolly doing a good job there for BC of applying some pressure as he lost one of his gloves. BC certainly didn't lose the ball. So too many on the change there as Ontario takes over. Kublinkis, or as Kubs as he goes by. Dumps off and heads to the bench. Tyler Francis. Fires from distance, and that's kicked wide, so Gill is tested early. And a big hit there. McIsaac sent flying into the boards as we will have a penalty. The officials all over the contact in the corner. As it'll be Jordan Meach heading to the box for BC, giving Ontario another chance on the power play. So just like that, Gill will head back to the bench, and it'll be Angus Snow coming back in. So Snow gets a breather for a couple of minutes there. He'll come back out for this penalty kill. Owen Orpana. Back and forth with Tyler Gesso up top to Hamill. Gesso getting everybody involved in here. Francis now. Red jersey cycling, looking inside, and that pass ends up flying across the floor into Tyler Francis' stick. So the checking penalty, and that's rung off the crossbar. Right where the crossbar and the post meet up top, Kyler Francis was so close to Ontario's 6th goal of the game. Canet dumps and heads to the bench. It's Masnick. He's met by Martin. Masnick trying to create here, waiting for the 3 other Team BC jerseys to cycle on as they try to kill this penalty. And he hits the ground there. 3 Team Ontario jerseys, and there's going to be a holding penalty. Looked about right. As Masnick was getting held there, trying to cut at the top of the point. So a good call there from the officials, as it'll be Lowen Martin heading to the box for Team Ontario. So it's 4-on-4 play for the next 35 seconds until that BC penalty expires. Loose in front of the net. BC with a chance, and it soars over the bar. Fresh 30. Up top, McDonald fires, and he scores. Aiden McDonald pulls BC within one. So this BC offense wasting no time on the 4-on-4 play. As that shot deflected off the back of the stick there of Robertson, and then it's able to pop out up top. Aiden McDonald making no mistake. That replay brought to you by FYI Doctors. So Team BC right back in it. And now they got a chance on the power play for 50 seconds. Aiden McDonald, the goal scorer, has got the ball in his stick. Masnik. So it's McDonald from Chalmers for the 4th goal of the game for British Columbia. Another chance in front, back the other way, Team Ontario. Bagnall will try to burn time off this penalty. Shot clock and the penalty clock at par, so if Team Ontario are able to burn this next 10 seconds or so, we'll be back to even strength, which they are. So 5-on-5. Just 12 minutes left in this second period, about halfway through this one. Ontario 5, BC 4. That pass almost intercepted in front of the net. Intended for Masnik, and Masnik unable to corral it with 2 Ontario players on him. Lowen Martin. Over to Kyler Francis. Francis waiting for some bodies to come off the bench, and they do in the form of Julian Belair. Lubinecki. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Lubinecki fires, and it's hit wide by Snow. Belair tangled up in it, and Francis picks off that pass, and we're going to have a penalty called here against BC. So Kyler Francis read that play, was able to grab the loose ball, and he was hit there by Eilert. So the cross-checking penalty will give Ontario a chance on the power play again. To the man-up advantage they go. Jesso up top. In the corner, it's Francis, who drew the penalty for Ontario, or Pana. Up top, Jesso looking for the hat trick, and he rings it off the post. Jesso fighting for it, and instead it's BC that come away with it. Back the other way, it's Reed with a chance. Reed, and he's denied. Robertson kicks that one wide. On the shot from Jordan Reed. Defense chance pouring out here from this BC crowd. Jesso firing there was Francis off the post. Francis will try again, and he tried to sneak it under Snow. Looks like he's recovered since that short break on the bench. Back to regular form is Angus Snow. Under 1 minute left in this power play, and trying for the shorthanded opportunity there was Masnik. Ontario back the other way in transition. Martin. Owen Martin will look to the bench, and he'll dish off. Owen Orpana up to Ty Jesso. Down low to Julian Belair. Those three playing pass. Belair. It's the cutting Orpana, and Snow gets a foot on it. Francis, 10 seconds left in the power play. Francis fires from the point, and he scores. So just as the penalty was about to expire, Kyler Francis sets up here. Gesso doing a good job of moving the ball here for Team Ontario on offense. Playing a little bit of hot potato, and Francis catches that BC goaltender Angus Snow off guard with a shot from the point to give Ontario the 6-4 lead with just 8 minutes to go. We're now in our media timeout. That replay brought to you by FYI Doctors. Okay, if you didn't get enough of these games, tonight from 7:50 to 10 p.m., Queen Victoria Park in Niagara Falls, it's the closing ceremonies, which is always ever so fun for these athletes, the parents, the supporters, anyone involved in the games. Admission to it is free, and it's open to the public, and you can expect a party-like atmosphere where the athletes will be celebrated over this 2-week span. So if you're looking for more action, head on down to Queen Victoria Park in Niagara Falls tonight. Sure to be a fun way to close these ever so exciting games here in Niagara. Of course, the first time Niagara's ever had these games. It's the third time that Ontario has had it. Six goals on 29 shots for Ontario. 4 goals on 19 shots for British Columbia, with 8 minutes and 50 ticks left in the second period of play. It'll be Mills and McIsaac on the draw. So even strength play here, 5-on-5. And we have a BC player down in front of the bench. Back the other way, Team Ontario with the chance. And it looked like it was J.J. Milne who was bent over trying to get into the bench. He's getting looked at now by the medical staff. We'll keep an eye on that as Ontario has 5 seconds on the shot clock here, and the bouncer for Pana, that rattled up high on Snow. Looked like he might have taken that just under the chin and the throat area, but he's popped back up. That shot had a wicked bounce on it. The turf will tend to do that. BC back the other way. Masnik. The captain, Pavetta. Down low, back to Masnik. Cycling inside was McDonald. Ended up close to Bellotti, and Masnik was bumped as he took that shot. Shoots off the backboard all the way back down to the BC defensive end. 2 seconds on the shot clock, Pavetta. And Chalmers will just fire that up into the netting in the Ontario defensive end. Ontario will take over on possession. One fan quick to grab that ball. That's a souvenir, the gold medal game. So the officials blow the play dead here. We'll take a look at what they're discussing here in a moment. So still speaking amongst themselves are the officials. And they're going to go to the bench for the debrief here for Team BC. So it looks like it's a shot clock clicker issue. The officials will try to determine how much time was left on the shot clock. The technology always helps in a lot of ways, but sometimes it creates some problems. So we'll see the manual count from the officials every now and then. So the Let's Go Team O chant breaks out here at Algoma Central Arena. It's a busy day of U17 men's box lacrosse on our final day of competition. Earlier today we had the bronze medal game, which featured Quebec and Alberta. Alberta pulling out the 7-2 win over Quebec, so Alberta takes home the bronze. Earlier today we had a 7th and 8th place game, Manitoba beating Saskatchewan 9-4. 1 p.m. we had the 5th and 6th place game. It was Nova Scotia beating New Brunswick 10-2. And this is the game that everyone has their eyes on. The gold medal game between BC and Ontario. Let's go BC chants. We're matching those Team Ontario chants, so everybody laser focused inside this beautiful arena as BC takes over possession. Just under 7 minutes to go in the second period. It's Masnik. Only 3 shots for BC this period. 1 goal to show for. As for Ontario, 14 shots and 4 goals. That ball is loose, looking for their 5th goal. We're BC, but instead it's Robertson that's able to drop down on it. Sissio back the other way. Martin over to Belair. He's going to take the pick from McIsaac. Team Ontario shuffling bodies in and out of the offensive door. Hamill trying to get the corner, and he's pushed away. A good job there by the BC defense. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Nolan Ross just backing out those red jerseys as Ross thought about staying on, but instead he'll head to the bench as Team Ontario pick up the loose ball. It's Bagnall. Bagnall dishes off. He goes for a change. Hits the cutting Lubinecki, and that one looked like it just went off the crossbar. Scrum behind the BC net. Who will come out with it? Lubinecki looks like he has possession of it, but he's tied up there. And he gains it for Ontario. 25 seconds on the shot clock. Orpana back over to Lubinecki, who did the dirty work there. Up top, Orpana. He's pushed back out. Ball's loose in front, and McIsaac fires wide. Orpana in a battle there. It's Meach back the other way. Can Meach win the foot race? And Meach is pulled down by Orpana. And the officials will come together here to determine, could we potentially see? And it'll be a slash. So it'll be a holding, check that, it'll be a holding penalty against Owen Orpana of Ontario. Meach with a point-blank opportunity there, and you never like to take penalties, but in a chance like that, it might be worth it to at least try to impose some contact. So BC back to the power play, a chance for their 5th goal. The 2-minute penalty to Orpana, drawn by Meach. No look pass there to Mills. It was McDonald to Mills, back to McDonald. And McDonald rings it off the post. Tipped up into the netting, so it'll stay down at this end. McDonald behind the net. Aiden McDonald over to Mills. McDonald up top, 15 seconds on the shot clock. Mills fires, and that's kicked out right into the stick of the captain, Pavetta. Pavetta's met by Keller. Pavetta winning the battle with the spin. McDonald thought about firing, and he fires just high of that post. 1 minute remaining in the power play for British Columbia. Chalmers. And just getting a piece of it there was Robertson. Keller able to scoop up for Ontario. He's met by Mills and Pavetta. Keller trying to get away with it, and he does. Keller escapes the wrath of the blue jerseys. Hits Gesso off the bench. Gesso to Sissio off the crossbar. And there's a hit behind the net. Some words exchanged between both teams as it's DeCiccio and Chalmers tied up, but they both pop up. So ultimately it'll be Team Ontario ball. Back at the other end of the floor, it's McDonald and Caldwell. So one player each right in front of that Team Ontario. Denton Bagnall had to dive back there to keep the ball, or to avoid the over and back. DeCiccio, 5 seconds on the shot clock. He fires, and that just whizzes by Snow. So back to even strength play here now, 5 on for each, with 2.5 to go in the second period. Chalmers goes down low, it's McDonald. Chalmers trying to set the pick there, and a beautiful feed from McDonald. Mills was thinking about his third of the game. McDonald trying to sneak it in on the short side there. Caldwell trying to scoop it up, and Robertson was able to get enough in there to draw BC into the crease. DeCiccio. Team Ontario firing wide there was Kyler Francis. Lubinecki saves not just before it goes into his own bench. 10 on the shot clock. Team BC crowd making some noise here. Murray back the other way. It's Ross. It's Masnick, who just came off the bench. Masnick around the back to Ross. And the underhanded shot there from Masnick, scooped up by Robertson. Robertson going to try to go the length of the floor in the pass. And it would have been a QB wide receiver-like play for Lowen Martin, who's unable to handle it. He'll battle down there and with Bellotti in the corner, and he'll pull out possession. 15 seconds on the shot clock. It's Kenny Porter. He's met by Tui. Owen Orpana. Back over to Kyler Francis. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Team Ontario with no urgency to shoot here. And Orpana will drop the ball. Back the other way come BC. 30 seconds left in the period. It's Canet. Bellotti as Canet heads to the bench. Extra attacker on here for BC as Snow heads to the bench. 10 seconds left in the period. Pavetta, do BC have a goal in them here in the dying seconds? Chalmers down low in the roll pass there intended for McDonald. He was unable to scoop it and hit the side of the post to end the period. And a few words exchanged and a few laughs exchanged, I should say, as well, between BC and Ontario to end that period. So 3 quick goals and a 4-goal second period for Ontario. Pull them ahead, 6-4. Ontario out shooting BC 20-10 in that period and outscoring them 4-1. Ontario leads 6-4. We'll be back with third period action in this gold medal game from Algoma Central Arena after the break.
Not everybody can have their parents present at every race, but ours are very supportive and they can do everything for us.
I think we're really lucky that they're there for us, and all the cheering they gave us, it was really amazing.
It means everything, especially to have our #1 supporters with us and to see us accomplish these amazing goals and have these amazing experiences and share them as a family to continue the legacy of cycling in our family. It means the world.
official experiential and digital production partner of Niagara 2022 Canada Summer Games.
Box Lacrosse is brought to you by Niagara College.
Three quick goals in the second period give Ontario a 6-4 lead over British Columbia in the gold medal finals here at Algoma Central Arena. I'm Matt Bonomi. Thanks for joining us. Buckle up because the next 20 minutes is sure to be fun. Goal scorers so far in this one for Team Ontario. Ty Jesso, 2 goals, the first 2 of the game. Julian Belair, Kyler Francis, Matt Hamill, and Thomas Bagnall, all 1 each. On Team BC side, 2 for Josh Mills, both beauties. A single for Jared Masnick and a single for Aiden McDonald. So that's where we sit right now. 36 shots for Ontario, 6 goals. 27 shots for BC, 4 goals. As we are underway. What more could you ask for in the gold medal game? Officials letting the players play on. Some physical play, some competitive nature, and a whole lot of beautiful offense. Exactly what we needed here to close out the Niagara 2022 Canada Summer Games. A packed house here at Algoma Central Arena. Team Ontario back at it here. DeCiccio has Lone Martin inside. Martin tried the bouncer. And covering that one up there was Angus Snow. As he hit the deck, he went down into a snow angel position almost to make sure that ball stayed off the line. So besides that little hiccup for Angus Snow, which proves to be the difference right now, he's been very impressive, as of Ethan Robertson. Back the other way, Kyler Francis trying to spin, and Kyler Francis hit from both ways. A good job there. 2 BC defenders coming together to cause the crease violation. The other way, it's Aiden McDonald. His pass fires high. So BC will maintain possession. McDonald over to Pavetta. Mills back up top. Pavetta's shot. And the bouncer deflected wide. Team BC a fresh 30 here, gonna go to work. Trying to find some space. McDonald from the top of the point, and it's deflected in front, and it's good. It's into the back of the net. We'll have to take a look at the deflection there to see who gets credit for it, if it went off an Ontario defender or if it went off a BC jersey. Let's see. McDonald fires, and it looks like it went off the stick of 5 in red. Jacob Keller, that replay brought to you by FYI Doctors. So as it should be Aiden McDonald's goal. We'll see how they score it. McDonald, of course, yesterday in that semifinals matchup against Quebec, 4 goals and 1 assist. So it will be Aiden McDonald's goal. He's got his 2nd of the game. And more importantly, that makes it a 1-goal game. Ontario 6, BC 5, back at it looking for that equalizer. Bounces off the top of the Team Ontario bench and into the stands, but it's going to stay down at this end as it'll be Team Ontario that will lose possession to BC. Even strength, Bellotti at the top. Over to Mills. Mills will cycle back to Hines McDonald. He's pushed out. Lowen Martin and Hines McDonald going at it. Masnik, 10 seconds. And the shot clock in down low. There's the equalizer. Nathan Chalmers knocks us at 6. So the starting of the second period was all Team Ontario. The start of the third, all BC with 2 quick goals. This one courtesy of Nathan Chalmers, who dumps it off. Finds his way down just in front of the crease, fooling that Team Ontario defense and sneaking it by the far foot of Ethan Robertson. That replay brought to you by FYI Doctors. Just when you thought it couldn't get any more interesting, it did. 6-6 with 15 minutes left in this gold medal final. Pavetta looking to put BC ahead, and his shot's denied. Team Ontario stunned now. It's all BC. Aiden McDonald backs things up over to Pavetta, the captain. Over to Mills. Pavetta and Mills a little back and forth, waiting for cutters. That one's in front and rolling on the ground out of the stick of Masnik. Mills able to keep it down in this end. A long possession here for BC. It is Mills, goes inside, and that shot almost beat Robertson out of the stick of Nolan Ross. Fresh 30 again for BC. Dominating this offensive possession, and that one's blocked in front. Kyler Francis spins the stick around his back. It's Pavetta and Francis, met by 2 more blue jerseys. He backs it out, up to Gesso. Down low. Reese DeCiccio tried to pass it across to Hamill, but instead it's picked off. Ball is loose on the ground. It's DeCiccio that comes up with it. He goes across to Hamill. Hamill, 3 collapsing blue jerseys. Gesso fires. Tried to beat the shot clock there, and it wasn't on net. He taps his rebound, but it'll stay down in the BC defensive end, and they'll take over on possession. Bellotti. Over to McDonald. So McDonald, 6 goals in his last 2 games. Mills, it's loose. Mills fires, and it's blocked by Keller. Bellotti gets the rebound, and that's off the face mask of Robertson. So Ontario take over. McIsaac. Over to Julian Belair. Canet reading the pick well there, trying to push Belair out. Belair gets the angle, and he hits the crossbar, but not before his foot was in the crease. Back the other way, Mills with a clear path to the net. Let's see if he tries it. That's Orpana trying to back Mills out. Pavetta puts his hands up to signal to his team, slow it down here. Let's slow things down. And choosing to do otherwise was Chalmers. Pavetta, the good cut in front by Ross. Ball is loose, and Mills, his shot looked to be blocked there by Caldwell. BC fresh 30. Inside, left unattended, and hit hard there was Masnik. And it's stuck up there in Robertson's pads. Caldwell able to find the treasure. Just over 12 minutes to go. 6-6, 2 quick goals for Team BC to tie us up in the third period of the gold medal affair. Gesso. He gets hit hard there as he rethinks his decision to go towards the net, and that ball fired high, and Orpana trying to put another shot on net there, and it's a shot clock violation for Team Ontario. So Team Ontario, nothing to show for on the offensive end of things in this third frame early. It's all BC. That shot whistled just wide. Didn't hit the net. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Hines McDonald up top. Pavetta, 5 on the shot clock. Chalmers down low and trying to beat Robertson at an odd angle there. Was McDonald. The only player we've seen score on that angle in the tournament was Tryson Sunday for Quebec, who had a beauty from the weirdest angle you could imagine. Team Ontario. That shot out of the stick of McIsaac, scooped up there by Snow. So 12 shots for BC in this period so far, only 3 for Ontario. Possession heavily in favor of BC, and that push against the boards will give Ontario possession. Francis. Gesso. Up top, that's McIsaac. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Gesso thought about it, faked twice, and he tried to go down low, but caught up there was Frateroli. Up top, Team Ontario going to have to force, and good defense there on that play by Jordan Reed, who tied up Frateroli and left Ontario with no options. Halfway through the third, 6-6. Shots just about even now, 39-38 in favor of Ontario. Bellotti into the corner. That's Hines McDonald who pulls it up. And there's a big hit as Bellotti's pushed out by Keller. And that shot from far out of the stick of Jared Masnick beats Ethan Robertson. BC has the lead. Well, I can tell you that Ethan Robertson would most likely want this one back, as Masnick just fired to put it on net. From so far out, and a bounce off the turf there, screened in front was Ethan Robertson. It was Tristan Caldwell in front of him. That replay brought to you by FYI Doctors. BC 7, Ontario 6. So a crazy start to the third period here. As good as you could ask for at Algoma Central Arena. Only 3 shots in the period for Ontario. 13 for BC, including 3 goals. And no such offense for Ontario in the third. So it is sure to be a wild 9 minutes and 58 seconds to end it. That is if we don't need an extra frame. But as of now, BC with the lead, and they'd like to hold it. McIsaac and Mills on the draw. McIsaac able to chip it away. Scrum. Down low, so Ontario will take possession. So Masnick's second of the game, assisted by Grayson Bellotti, to give BC the advantage. Lubinecki. Lubinecki behind the net. Orpana trying to get the corner. He's pushed out there by Islet. Good defense from BC. That shot just whistling wide. Belair. BC regained possession. It's J.J. Milne, who was hit hard earlier. Got taken care of at the bench, so he's out here. You can't miss the gold medal game. Do you think both of these teams want it? 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Across to Hines McDonald. He'll have to fire here in a sec. 5 seconds on the shot clock, and he does. Keller comes away with it for Ontario, and he fires up the floor, but no recipient on the end of that pass. BC back at it here. Masnik. Up top, McDonald. He goes across the floor to Mills. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Mills fires, and that's deflected by Keller, so it goes off the boards. It'll most likely be a shot clock violation here, as Pavetta will just dump it down into Ontario's end. Under 8 minutes to go. Lubinecki, Ontario looking for that equalizer. McIsaac, Jesso. Up top, that's Orpana over to Lubinecki, and that fires wide. Lubinecki trying to get his rebound instead. It's a chance back the other way for BC in transition. Connolly with the fake and just wide of the right post. Jesso hands that off to Frateroli. Frateroli with the lane and the shot, and that pops up and goes about 100 feet in the air up into the stands. As a few fans rush to get that souvenir. Francis, he's backed out by Reed. Reed doing a good job on defense here, limiting any opportunity on that right side. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Lubinecki over to Francis, takes the pick from Hamill. Francis fires close to the mask, but nothing. Snow was looking at the official. He told the official that that went off the mask, but instead the officials deemed that it did not. .40 shots for both teams. What as even as you can get, and that goes off the bar. So a mix of the face mask and the bar there. Ontario will have to reset. So the ball will go back into Ontario's end as they will get a fresh 30 here. Lubinecki over to Jesso. Ball is loose. Team Ontario struggling to hold possession here. Francis getting battered around, and he tries the right hand, one hand, underhand shot. Enough hands for you there? Lubinecki. 6 seconds on the shot clock to Sissio. DeCiccio getting hit there by Milne. And Milne all over DeCiccio, giving him nothing. BC defense come to life here in the third period. Masnik goes behind the net. That's Ross circling. Up to Bellotti, over to Hines McDonald. Pavetta thought about it, using the pick from Bellotti. Instead, he backs things out. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Pavetta will have to fire, and it goes off the padding of Robertson. Final 5 minutes of this gold medal game. Ontario still looking for the equalizer. Belair in that pass, an errant one into the corner. We've got 5 bodies in there, 3 for BC, 2 for Ontario. Trying to come away with it, and it's Ontario that comes away with it. And that shot by Hamill went between the legs up into the netting, trying to beat the shot clock. Mills, who's got a pair of goals in this one. Chalmers, who's got a single goal. That's Mills. Bellotti fires right into the chest of Robertson. Team Ontario crowd trying to get their players going here. BC trying to motivate theirs to tee it up as their bench give instructions. Ontario sends out an extra attacker with 10 seconds on the shot clock. Francis is out, he fires. Robertson will have to hustle back here. It's Murray who sees the wide open net. But a low percentage shot. We've seen that a number of times where the extra attacker has come on with plenty of time left in the game. Interesting strategy. But you typically won't see that shot from the other end of the floor by the opposing team. Pavetta takes the pick. Pavetta fires high, and there on the rebound, with no one between him and the net, was Aiden McDonald, but he was unable to corral. He tries to go beat the shot clock there, but he won't. Coobs dishes off to Gesso. Up top to Julian Belair. We'll see if Ontario sends that extra attacker out. Nothing yet. 10 seconds on the shot clock. McIsaac. McIsaac is stripped and his stick is loose. Back the other way goes Canet. And a convenient change there, but Caldwell runs right by it for Ontario. And it'll be a shot clock violation. So Ontario with possession. So it'll be a possession change here. The officials indicate that it should stay back at this end of the floor. So it'll be BC ball with 2 minutes and 49 seconds to go in the third. BC dominating this period. "17 shots and 3 goals for the team rocking the blue. Ontario no goals and just 5 shots. Up top to Chalmers. He'll go down low to Aiden McDonald. Cutting in front. Does Mills have the hat trick? No, he doesn't. He tried to convince the official that he did, but instead, that one stays out somehow. He had the whole side of the net. But Robertson was able to protect his house. Robertson, it looks like he'll stay in his net for now, so no extra attacker for Ontario. Orpana off the post. Francis loses his stick. It's Reed again back at it. Boy, has he been impressive on defense. Reed taking all the contact and breaking free. Jared Masnick. Less than 2 minutes to go. BC still leading by 1. Masnick getting hit in front and somehow gets a shot off, but it's off the foot of Robertson. Fired back at Ontario. A careless giveaway. Chalmers. BC crowd trying to make as much noise as they can here. Bellotti. That ball into the stick of Robertson. So coming up on the final minute of play here, the final 60 seconds. Do Ontario have a rally in them? Or will BC be crowned the champs? Extra attacker on for Ontario. It's Gesso up top. Ty Gesso. Kyler Francis fires and it's saved by Snow. 41 seconds of stoppage time left on the clock. Murray. He's met by Gesso into Sissio. Murray trying to squeak out of it. And Gesso able to check the stick the final 20 seconds. And Ontario will use their timeout here. 22.4 left in the third period, in need of a goal. They trail BC 7-6. So Ontario came out flying in the second period, 3 goals on 5 shots. It was BC's turn in the third period as they tossed up a quick 3 goals to get us to where we are now. So we'll see what John Rosa's squad has in store here for the last 24.4 seconds. Thanks for joining us here at Algoma Central Arena for this gold medal matchup. So the bronze was determined earlier today. Heading to Alberta with their win over Quebec. Only one question remains. Who takes the gold? Team Ontario out of their timeout. BC already ready for it. Snow getting a couple stick taps here from his teammates to try to bear down here for the last 24 seconds. Lubinecki. Ontario needing one here. Shot clock off. 15 seconds. It's Gesso. Gesso inside and a big save there by Snow. 10 seconds remain. British Columbia. As Eilert gets possession and will now call BC's timeout with just 6.6 seconds. So you have to figure that was Ontario's best chance to tie the game, as BC will have possession for the last 6 ticks in the third period. Boy, what a change of momentum here. Team Ontario, it seemed like everything was going their way. And then BC buckled up on defense, created some offensive opportunities, and were able to take the lead. Looking to clinch gold for the second straight games. Six seconds. What will BC do here? Ontario sending up 3 players. It's Aiden McDonald with the ball. And McDonald will fire up the floor. It's picked off. Do Ontario have one more in them? The shot, the save, the gold medal is headed west. British Columbia, you are the Niagara 2022 Canada Summer Games champs. British Columbia stunning Ontario on home floor, as they've done it for Ben Pawluk. Absolute domination by British Columbia in the third and final frame. 3 goals on 20 shots. Ontario silenced, nothing to show for on 7 shots. As BC, Mills and Ross flash number 14 Ben Pawluk's jerseys to the fans. They've done it for Ben, and they've done it here at the Algoma Central Arena. Final score from the Niagara 2022 games: BC 7, Ontario 6. Gold medal to BC, silver to Ontario. Goal scorers for BC. 2 goals each for Aiden McDonald, Jaron Masnick, and Josh Mills. And the single for Nathan Chalmers for Team Ontario. Ty Gesso, singles for Belair, Francis, Hamill, and Bagnall. It was a pleasure having you join us here for this gold medal affair. Boy, was it exciting. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. On behalf of everybody behind the scenes, I'm Matt Bonomi. Thanks for joining us, and thanks for joining us for the past 2 weeks of all this awesome box lacrosse coverage. We'll see you next time from Algoma Central Arena. Have a safe night.
tool me. This medal presentation is brought to you by Tech. Canada c'est très important qui a commandé les Jeux du Canada et les fonds commissaires de médailles des Jeux du Canada et Vancouver. Please welcome our medalists for box lacrosse. Veuillez accueillir nos médaillés de l'épreuve de la lacrosse. Congratulations, Team Ontario, on your silver medal. And on behalf of Niagara 2022 Canada Summer Games, Gary Parker, member of the Indigenous Partnership Council of Niagara 2022, will now present the gold medals to Team British Columbia. In honor of British Columbia's teammate and friend Ben Pawluk, who unfortunately could not attend the 2022 Canada Games as a result of a recent cancer diagnosis, we are awarding TBC one extra medal so that they can give it to their final medal back home. We're all with you, Ben. Your strength and courage is an inspiration to all of us. Congratulations, TBC, on your gold medal! Veuillez vous lever si vous le pouvez, amigos, prochainement pour le championnat national. Please rise as you're able to remove your caps to the playing of the Canadian national anthem.